Electric TV Radio, we dare to lead.
Sure, faster. Okay. Yes, they say it's a bad laborer that blames his tools. That's exactly the way it is with Eric Ten Hag. Another one have everything, £1 billion squad, but cannot find a way to score goals. Yeah, the question is being raised. There's pressure, there's crisis at Chelsea, just as well as there is devil at Manchester United. But nobody should complain because it's the house of the devil. Why are we surprised that there is devil at Manchester United when it's actually called Red Devil? Even the Black Devil that we're all trying to cast and bind, we've not been able to deal with that. Talking about a red one, you know, when you're already on fire and that fire is burning and blazing through Manchester United. Those we doesn't really have an end in sight. The crisis at Man United. Can any scientist, can anybody in your Musk or Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett, Bill Gates is beginning to look like old money anyway. Mark Zuckerberg, can any of these guys figure out a technology, an app, a software, or something that can solve the Manchester United problem? That's what everybody's asking. But then when you look at the Manchester United problem on one box, and then you open the other box, this is Pandora's box. It has everything good that you're looking for, but everything good in it is like a Christmas stew that is poisoned. Okay? There is meat, there is fish, there is shaki, there is bokoto, there is yon, there's everything in this stew. But hey, it is poisoned. Yes, not just poison, it is poison to kill. It has a members poison in it. Every player at Chelsea seems to look like they are paid from the dark web to work against Chelsea. I mean, when you think about it, Roman Abramovich, if we are going to go by movies and what the Russians can do, I mean, if the country like America can say Russia rig and interfere with the election, what if Russia is interfering with success of Chelsea? What if this is conspiracy theory 101, the best of it? But what can be done? Do you subscribe to the people calling for what's it called, Mauricio Pochettino to be fired? I think it's too early anyway. That's my thought. But there is not the talk, the shadow talk. There's a shadow talk of Mauricio Pochettino to be fired. But then I ask, if Mauricio Pochettino is fired, who do you bring in? Who's there? Alan Ancelotti has been there before, and he's already got a job. I also think Alan Ancelotti will fail woefully in Brazil. He will, I think they fail one class failure in Brazil. You can prove me wrong anyway, but that's what I think. I don't know, but I think. And I mean, let me be the first person to say this and bring it to your consciousness, and then you start thinking about it. It's called the power of suggestion, right? So I'm going to use the power of suggestion to my advantage today. Could we see a certain Victor Boniface playing for Real Madrid next season? Could we? Is there a possibility that Victor Boniface will be playing for Real Madrid next season? And that happens, we will look at Victor Osimhen and say, how did Victor Boniface jump the queue over your head? That's the question everybody will ask him. And one big question that somebody threw at me, my friend in Italy asked me this question, and I don't have the answer. Is there any way can Victor Osimhen perform better than last season? Is there a possibility that Victor Osimhen can perform, can do last season's performance? I sit back and I think, okay, yeah, the boy can improve, but then I think they have a bad coach. This is my thought. And that's exactly what I said to my friend Daniele Kanepa. I told him, Victor Osimhen has not hit the very peak of what his powers, his ability can give. But I think that Garcia, whatever his name is, that's not the coach for Napoli. That guy would drag them down, and Chelsea will look like child play. But hey, it is what it is. You're welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. My name is Idafi Matthias. You'll have to come in the Elevator on Sports. Let's have some fun this morning. That's all I ask. Nothing more. Let's have fun for the next about 54 minutes. Okay, let's have fun. Emmanuel Sebastian is not around. He went to Groove in Ilori. We'll be back maybe tomorrow or the day after when he gets back to Lagos. But until then, let's have fun. All right, let's start with the news. We'll go to the news segment, and then when I come back, it's going to be me and you. And the major question is, how do you resolve the Jordan Sancho, Eric Ten Hag conundrum? And also, do you subscribe to Mauricio Pochettino getting sacked? If you say yes, give me your reason. If you say no, tell me how they will solve the current problem at Chelsea. I don't think that the current problem at Chelsea is 100% coaching, but there is also the fault of coaching. I think it's 25% coaching and 75% players and owner. The owner of Chelsea actually does not know anything about football. That's just the basic truth. And he's using his NFL and whatever mentality to run football. Okay, so let me give you this. This is a conversation, that happened in the dressing room when Thomas Tuchel was still the manager at Chelsea. So they were having a bad patch, a bad run of results, and the owner called a meeting in the dressing room, walk into the dressing room and say, what's going on, and blah, 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 blah. What's the system that you're playing? And the guy said 4-3-3, blah, blah, blah. And then the owner said, have you tried 4-4-3? Think about it. 4-3-3. Have you tried 4-4-3? Todd Boehly, are you trying to use 12 players to play football? Football is 11 players. Where is the 4-4-3 coming from? I don't understand. Okay. Yeah, but that's Todd Boehly trying to change the way football is played. Okay. But that's to tell you how much he doesn't know about football. Yeah, they say billionaires don't make mistakes. They always improve eventually. They will use their money to solve the problem. But does this problem at Chelsea look like it is solvable? Again, I asked the question, can Victor Osimhen beat last season's performance? 26 goals in the leagues, 5 goals in 6 games in the Champions League, and just everywhere winning the highest goal scorer. Winning the league, that's Napoli's responsibility. But winning the highest goal scorer award, and don't tell me that in Italy, one person cannot repeat winning the highest goal scorer. Go and ask what's it called? Ciro Immobile. Ciro Immobile is the one player that we do not see scoring goals, but always win the highest goal scorer award. I don't know how he does it, but it's been done before. Okay, so can he repeat that kind of performance or do it? That's something that everybody's asking. Crystal Palace, Manchester United comes up tonight in the Carabao or Calabar Cup, as I love to call it. Where do we go from here? Do you think that Crystal Palace would heap up more woes on Manchester United, or Manchester United will rise like a phoenix out of the ashes of defeat and struggles, and then rise up tall and show to Crystal Palace that nothing is crystal? What is crystal clear is that Manchester United are still the Lord of the Ring. Or Crystal Palace will say it is crystal clear. Can you smell what the Palace is cooking? Well, it is up to them to decide tonight. But for me, I've made up my mind to have fun on the show this morning. I don't know about you. We're going to talk about a whole lot. I cannot guarantee you. I mean, so off yesterday's show, everybody's talking about my type of prayer and my mother. Okay, I cannot guarantee you that something from the trick bus of my mom would not come up on the show. Definitely, the worry boy in me would also speak Pidgin English. I know now, and I be Pidgin English will definitely come on the show. So I don't care for those who say they don't like it. Please, I'm not here to impress you. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to have fun. Okay, 1 hour of great fun that keeps me settled. There's too much bills, too much headache, too much things to deal with, that when I come here to have fun and you telling me you don't like it, the fact that I speak Pidgin English on this show, man, shut up, get out of here. Say, there's a whole lot of go watch Sky Sports on YouTube. It's a whole lot, right? Where they speak English. Go listen to Tilly Jakes. He speaks a whole lot of big English that you need dictionary to extrapolate and understand what cataclysm means, cataclysmic, or whatever TDJX and Paula Deferasi speaks. If you want to hear English, go to those guys. But me, in the middle of all of this thing, Pidgin English go enter the original worry boy. Forget all that thing when you talk. Oh. he cannot happen. I told the guy that, listen, if you don't like the Pidgin English, I'm not going to beg you and tell you, oh, I will change. No, I'm not going to change. This one is the sweetest part of me. Like, it's the best part of me. My best certificate is the fact that I'm a worry boy. And you want me to cut that part off? Hey, listen. Go and get a bottle up. Take a little chill pill. Relax on the corner side, man. I'm going to stay here and do my thing, okay? So I've gone from Nigeria to UK and America. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do my thing the way I like to do it. If you don't like her, oh boy, pack your face. Or you squeeze your face like monkey with lick line, you not consign me. Let's get in on the news segment. Wow. There's a whole lot of comment going on Instagram right now. Yes, a class are darkening over Stamford Bridge. Tactics, recruitment, discipline are all under the microscope. I mean, Chelsea's dire start to the season under Mauricio Pochettino. But I told you guys that this is how it's going to be. This is Mauricio Pochettino. Not like he's a world-class manager anyway. But then the signing, the whole kidnapping and hijacking, Chelsea becoming the Boko Haram and all the rest, kidnapping players. You want to sign a player before you know Chelsea have shown up and taken him from. Yeah, this is obviously going to happen. I mean, there's going to be a settling time. There's a moment where everybody settles in and then they not agree. Even God said, "Come now, let us reason together," said the Lord of hosts. What are you saying? There's going to be the time for them to come now. Or if they don't come now, then they will not go into the second phase. You know, even God also said it. If my people which are called by my name will humble themselves. Chelsea players need to humble themselves, turn from their wicked way of missing chances, and seek the face of the Lord. There with the Lord, hear from heaven, answer them, and heal their land. Okay? Chelsea fans, you guys need to face Oroke as the matter is. So you need to climb mountain. This Oroke mountain, then they walk again. The mountain is too low. This mountain is too low. You need to climb Kilimanjaro, or you go to Tibet, and go and climb Everest. There's something, it's close to God. You see, because Bible says, draw nigh to me, and I will draw nigh to you. What is nigh? What thing happened to near? See, I thought of fire King James and all those Amomo English when they speak that time. What is nigh? Draw nigh to me. If you say near, the word go end. Why are you speaking in shorthand? Draw nigh to me, and I'll draw nigh to you. Even when they translate it in, God will be looking at this like, this is not what I said, though. Hey, this is not what I said. I said, come closer to me and I'll come closer to you. Put it simple so that people should understand. Draw nigh to me and I draw nigh to you. Let's come back. Chelsea's tactics, recruitment, finishing, and discipline all under the microscope with 2 wins in 18 league matches. Blood of God. Blood of God. Blood of God. What kind of club is that? Are you Debbie Canty in this, guys? With 2 wins in 18 league matches, increasingly questions are being asked of the owners and their recruitment policy. Just 6 league games into the season, Mauricio Pochettino has found himself insisting that the owners need to support the plan. What is the plan, by the way? What is the plan? In what sounded like a reminder that this idea of buying young promising players on lengthy contract will not be a quick fix. Not that the Argentine had Graham Potter's Roman Abramovich-style dismissal in mind. This season is looking like being another test of the long-term plan, especially with games against Arsenal, Brentford, Tottenham, Manchester City, Newcastle, Brighton, and Manchester United straight after the international break. Okay, it is coming. And let's go to a place where they ban players and they excommunicate players. They say that the Spirit of the Lord has spoken, you have been found guilty. You know what the church used to do in the early days, where to just discover, somebody don't come and see you're a witch, they excommunicate you, or they put you, tie you to the stake, either cut your head off, chop your head off, or they hang you and burn your fire, right? That's what the church used to do. So don't forget, that's what the church used to do back in the day. Yeah. Jadon Sancho banned from first team facilities at Manchester United, made to dine with the, it's like they say make it never call shop. Hey. So in other words, it's not a bastard. Sorry, it's not a, what's that thing they use in law? He has been declared persona non grata. Yes, that's what they say in law. Yes, it's the lawyer people. That's not what they say. He has been declared persona non grata. Yes, he's been banned from the first team facility at Manchester United. Now he should go to the poor people, the poor children area, and go and, yeah, Jesus. I made to dine with the academy as punishment for social media adverts, with Eric Ten Hag issuing ultimatum to Wingard. So let me explain this a bit. You know what I mean? In the middle of my news, I will always break in and say something. When this matter is settled, because now the FA have intervened and say, no, you people should stop. They're trying to broker a peace deal. Where do you think Jadon Sancho will stand? One, he looks at his teammate and like, you guys are coward, you didn't back me up. This manager treated me like this. And then look at the manager, man, you know what? I go F you up. I go F you up big time. Don't worry. We'll go see now. We'll go see. I will be the one that will see your exit. I am not going anywhere. I have a contract. Although Manchester United in just this transfer window that's closed. Let's put the facts on the table. They tried to sell him to a club in Saudi Arabia for 50 million, and the club was like, "Oh, that money is too much." And the same club was willing to pay 200 million for Mo Salah. Life is not balanced. Jonathan Sancho, that was the moment where Jonathan Sancho was supposed to change his name to Abdul Karim Al Bin Hamad. Everything would have solved. But that's another topic for another day. Well, Jonathan Sancho has reportedly been banned from using first team facilities at Manchester United's Carrington training ground as his ongoing feud with Erik Ten Hag worsened. The United winger has been exiled from Ten Hag squad as he continues to back down and apologize to the head coach after hitting at him in a now deleted social media post. Would you after all this anyway, would you apologize if you are Erik Ten Hag? Think well before you answer this. So don't just jump and answer. Don't think with your own pocket. Think if you are Jonathan Sancho, would you apologize, knowing fully well that they lied against you? Arsenal are ready to step up their interest in signing Ivan Toney in January. You see, when a club is Momo, a club is Momo. There is something about the spirit of Arsene Wenger that is still remaining at Arsenal. Sign a striker. They say no. They have Eddie Nketiah. I said that Eddie Nketiah, he not go play for my street 11. He not sabi play ball. Gabriel Jesus is not a striker. He helps to create. He helps to draw attention. He helps to dance around. But if it's a team like Arsenal, you want to compete with Manchester United and Manchester City that have Julian Alvarez as a backup striker to the monster for Norway, you should have like 5 strikers, just the way Liverpool are. They have Nunez, they have Mo Salah, they have what's the other one? The Diaz, and everybody. That's how you do. And then they have small boy Cody Gakpo. You want to go and compete with Man City, and you didn't sign striker. So can Madison all through the transfer window say, buy Madison, buy Madison. You'll be mad not to buy Madison. They went and go and buy Kai. Edu Arteta. Can't get any far. Can't you go? Kai. Well, lie. That was the worst move ever made. And then they brought in Jorginho. Oh, Jesus. Earlier. I don't know that. Chelsea have a way of always injecting poison. Anytime Arsenal seem to be on the move to progress, Chelsea, they'll just use that. They just call what's it called? DJ Drogba and Pogba Juju men. Say, oh yeah, it's time. Fire the smoke. They'll transfer the smoke from West London. It will come to North London. It will enter the head of Arsenal people. They'll go assign rubbish that will destroy. Look at Arsenal. Now, Arsenal is supposed to be making progress. This season now they are worse compared to last season. I thought they were making progress. Well, that's a topic for another day. Arsenal are ready to step up their interest in signing Ivan Toney in January to solve their striker problems. With Brentford willing to sell the forward for 60 million when he returns. Can you imagine? Player will be say they ban for betting. We don't play ball through this player. Brentford go ask for 60 million. Arsenal will pay because they're Mumu. They had Kolomwani to buy. They had Marcus Thuram to buy. Jeez, God, in the middle of my show, what's wrong with you? This flu. Okay, they had all those players to buy. They had Victor Boniface. He's burning every opposition defense, burning them out. They had all those players to buy you. They went on and left. They even have Gift Urban, even though Gift Urban insulted them. They could still have bought him, but Gift Urban was okay, he's injured. They could have bought those players. They refused. They said they have Eddie Nketiah. Hey, I told them this Eddie Nketiah na shit. Oh, hey, the longer I stay, the more they smell. Oh, they say no. Say it's a good player. Serious now. Well, I said earlier on that there is a possibility that Victor Boniface will be playing for Real Madrid next season or the season after. And people are wondering, what are you saying? Well, Xabi Alonso will replace Carlo Ancelotti as Real Madrid manager next season, with Italians set to take over Brazil ahead of the 2024 Copa America, where he will go there and fail. He go fail. Liverpool legend Xabi Alonso, who also played for Real Madrid, have been tipped to replace Carlo Ancelotti as Real Madrid coach from next season, according to reports in Spain. And that's because they tried Arteta, and Arteta turned them down Madrid. And then they now see that Arteta said into the jump like puppet for touchline with his short leg like Jackie Chan leg. So they moved to Xabi Alonso, who is a calmer, more disciplined, more organized, more structured manager. Andrew Stan said, say, when I remember this window, water run away, my you, water run away, my. Yes, that's what happened. Andrew Stan said, revealed he was left in tears. Water run away, my eye. After move to Burnley collapse over the summer as the Claret pulled their offer after agreeing terms with the free agent. What were you thinking? You agreed a deal and then eventually you turned it out, just like Manchester United did with David De Gea. And the surface has revealed that he broke down in tears after he moved to Burnley collapse over the summer, despite him agreeing terms with the club and being offered a contract. Life in no balance. Well, the reason that Burnley gave was that they now realized that if they sign him, players like Kole Osho and the rest of them, those white players, will not have playing time. So they wanted to give them a chance to play because they were not also sure that Andrew Stanson alone coming in to take those big salaries and the rest would even guarantee their stay in the top flight. Well, they can still go back for him in January if their position in the league that look untenable. They can go back for him. But until then, Ola Dubai, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. They would stay where they are. AFC Wimbledon Managing Director Danny McLean. See how person lose job. Women are costing men their job these days, but it's because of the irresponsibility of the men. Nothing to do with the women. One lost his FA job because he went to go and kiss. A coach also had to be fired because he went to group somebody's breast while celebrating a goal. Well, this one, AFC Wimbledon Managing Director Danny McLean resigned after describing a female employee as something. Danny McLean, who joined Wimbledon in November last year, reportedly made gross comments about Wimbledon ticketing manager Rebecca McCann. The vile language used by the ex-Wimbledon chief is in stark contrast to his display of equality, where McLean and McCann were both involved in the club, joining the Again 2 movement in an effort to encourage more women and girls to get involved with football. You see, the thing they do in the front office is not the same as what they do in the back office. If there's anybody who understands that, it is me, because where I used to work, where I come from, what people see in the front office is not what you see. The more you look, the less you see. So I understand that very well. People can say one thing and quote scripture and be nice, behind the scene, they are worse than the dragon. Well, Tottenham Stars revealed Andrew Pochettino pre-match dressing room talk that helped Spurs battle back against Arsenal, as the Australia is credited for bringing the club together like a family. Okay, Andrew Pochettino has been credited for creating a feel-good factor at Tottenham after Spurs twice rallied to come back from behind against Arsenal in Sunday's North London derby. Spurs, not draw that match. Well, you guys were ahead of Arsenal on goal difference before this game. You guys were like second or so. So be calming down. Stop acting like una win. I don't know Spurs. Calm down. Okay? There's a warning going around. Warning, managing Chelsea can seriously damage your health. This is the warning going around now. This is not me. This is the health warning in the UK. Drew, I see you. This is the health warning in the UK. Managing Chelsea can seriously damage your health. Just like tobacco smokers are liable to die young. It's a new Chelsea warning. They say every Chelsea jersey you buy now, they should put that warning on it. Every Chelsea memorabilia, they should put that warning. Managing Chelsea can seriously damage your health. Graham Potter and Frank Lampard were belittled and ridiculed, and now it's Mauricio Pochettino's turn to suffer. Okay? Suffer. And it's worse than liver and kidney problem. Sunday was a good day for the reputation of Graham Potter and Frank Lampard. Most Sundays have been like that this season. Most Saturdays too, come to think of it. So, Mauricio Pochettino is now in the slingshot angle. Leroy Sané's girlfriend Candice has reportedly played an important role in helping the wingers' blossoming partnership at Bayern Munich with Harry Kane. Sané and Kane have enjoyed a superb start to the season with the German champions after the later joined in the summer in a £100 million move from Tottenham Hotspur. The England captain has scored 8 goals in 6 matches for Bayern, including a hat-trick in their 7-0 win over Bochum last week. Some of the listeners will not be happy about that anyway. Well, Neymar have come out and swing and shouted at people and said, shut up, stop saying things you don't know. I seen back at reports claiming he asked the Al Hilal manager Jorge Jesus to be sacked. Al Hilal manager, good for your sacking, told you to keep Jude Gallo, you refused. Branding the claims lies, fake news, and disrespectful. And he said anybody that wants to be in the news would like to use the name of Neymar so that they'll get traction, but that's not what happened. The Brazilian made his long-awaited debut for Al Hilal last week after his £78 million move to the Saudi Pro League side, coming on for 27 minutes during their 6-1 victory against Al Riyadh. Okay, but manager has been told, Obani, let's go back to happenings and events around Jadon Sancho. Manchester United contacted by the PFA, the Professional Football, the Players Union, something like that, Professional Footballers Association, who have offered their help to resolve the dispute between Erik ten Hag and Jadon Sancho, with the winger now exiled from all first-team facilities. On Monday, it was revealed that the 23-year-old had been banned from all first-team facilities at the club training ground amid his ongoing dispute with the Dutch manager. Dutch people, they mean, they mean, but I think that Erik ten Hag might not win this one. This is just my thinking. I might be wrong. I think he's losing too many quality players to continue like this. And with some of the players that he's got, not even pulling strings at all. People like Anthony Martial. When you have a team like that, just the same way at Chelsea, where somebody like Thiago Silva is your best player, and Johnny Evans coming from the age of 25 to become Manchester United current best player, you know that something is not right. Something is not right, especially at Chelsea, where they say the policy is to pursue youth development, long-term plan, grow the youth, and turn them into resourceful materials. And then you're having what you're having right now, Manchester United. I'm gonna maybe call it's like in no balance at all. They say they are preparing for youth policy, but their best player currently is an old man who's supposed to have retired. Well, one man is angry at Chelsea. His name is Cucurella. His name is Mark Cucurella. He's pissed at Chelsea that they didn't let him go this summer, and he's really, really looking to find a way out. Find a way to my heart. I will always be with you. That's so the man will talk. Say right now, so he's ready to leave and leave the club and go to wherever he feels like going to, because he not get the body for this kind of play where we say they call the play, they call the ticket to do you play. He don't want time at all. So on his own, he wants to leave. He wants to leave and leave very, very fast. So anyhow, when they do quick, because for him, it's time for him to leave. That's what he's saying. I don't know if it will work or if it will not work, but that's what he's saying. I don't know what you guys think about that, but you can have your opinion, you can have your say, you can say anything. Somebody has said that Arsenal cannot, that's the word he used, Arsenal cannot win anything with Gabriel Jesus leading the line, because Gabriel Jesus is not a striker. I agree with him completely. I agree with him. Iron Lady Man is his name. I said Arsenal cannot win a pin with him. Yes, they won something at Manchester City, but Manchester City had a lot of support cast that can make it happen. Arsenal does not have that, and I agree with him. But I don't know if you agree with him. But again, I'm looking at the Nigerian players everywhere. I'm looking at Emmanuel Dennis, fantastic player who's been, been deviled because of an image that they created for him. Taiwo Awoniyi, Victor Osimhen, Kelechi Iheanacho is playing championship, Victor Boniface, Gift Orban, Samuel Chukwueze. I'm looking at all of these guys. I'm saying to myself, if these guys can raise their game above where they are right now, I mean, we could just have a pool of world-class players. How did we get there? I'm looking at Gabriel Jesus and I'm saying, is Gabriel Jesus better than Victor Boniface? No. Is Gabriel Jesus better than Victor Osimhen? No. Is Gabriel Jesus better than Taiwo Awoniyi? Maybe. But again, you ask yourself, if Taiwo Awoniyi have the kind of support cast that Gabriel Jesus have at Arsenal, would he not do better than him? That's one question that needs to be answered, and answered very fast. But well, let's come back to the topic of discussion that I ask you guys to give me answers to. What would you do with Mauricio Pochettino at Chelsea right now? What's the best way to go? Because people are beginning to raise their voices, sack him, fire him. And I agree with that anyway, but I don't know what you people think and what you expect to happen. I need your voice on this. I need you to tell me what you think, and then we'll take it up from there. Having said that, let me read out the messages that have come up on what's it called? Where's it? Instagram. Let's start with Instagram first. And it all started, open the floor with an Arsenal fan. That giddy that he said if Chelsea do not score against Brighton on Wednesday, they'll have to select, I don't know, they'll have to select their goal of the month from training. Oh, Jesus Christ. From training section, if they have scored on there too. Good morning. Let's enjoy the show. Jesus Christ. Some people, they see, some people they are wicked when it comes to bantering. I say you've never seen banter before. But again, that's true anyway. If Chelsea doesn't score, they will not have a goal of the month. Or can they also have a player of the month? I don't know. I didn't think about it from that perspective, but it's just the truth. They've not really scored. Jesus is Lord. Oh. That one loud. That one sounded like when TD Jakes is in that mood, or Adefarasi is in that mood, Jesus, that one loud. That one enter sharp. 69 Lemon say, I think Sancho should just apologize for the sake of it so he can get back into the squad. That boy does not look like he wants to apologize, to be very honest. It doesn't look like he wants to apologize. The way I see things, it does look like he knows he's right? And he knows that something is wrong at Manchester United, and he's not willing to be a scapegoat. So he's fighting his own fight. And in cases like this, I just want to stand back and watch, because again, the more the injuries at Manchester United, the more Eric Ten Hag will humble himself. But let's keep watch and see what happens. It's not I say too early to sack Poch though. I don't like him as a manager. Okay, you don't like him, but you don't want him to get sacked. That Guinea Dad say, he said, I think they should let Sancho go because this will happen again if this is not dealt with precisely. Okay. I'm of the same opinion with you, but for me, if I'm Sancho, I would not apologize. That's just the truth, because apologizing means that you are accepting that it was a mistake, you were wrong, and if you know you're not wrong, then you should stand for what you believe in. And having said that, I also think that for a club, Manchester United should let Jadon Sancho go. It's just that they have to wait till January. Since Nanema say it's looking difficult at the start for Osimhen, but so to think he will find his goals again, I think too early for Boniface to talk about Madrid, but 8 goals so far this season, Madrid is possible. Okay, the reason why I mentioned that is because his current coach, who has scored those 8 goals for in such a short while, I think it's 7, how many games have they played now, is going to be the next manager at Madrid. And managers like to get one player or two that they know will be loyal to them. You know what it means if Xabi Alonso take Boniface to Madrid? Boniface will jump from Mountain Everest, come down without a parachute for him. Because, I mean, how do you go from, where was he playing last season? And I'm playing for Bayern Leverkusen. And then from Bayern Leverkusen, you go straight to Madrid. Even if only one season, become the first Nigerian to be in that position first. And then take that to the next level. Oh, my brother. It's not something to even like imagine. If that happens, loyalty will become the name of his entire family. He will name it Victor Loyalty Boniface. He will lawyer that. Well, that Guinea Dad said Poch is not the issue at Chelsea. It has to do with the way the club is run. Poch is just the driver, but the engine is just bad. But I think that they have a squad. Are you telling me that another coach cannot take this squad of players and win matches against the teams that they've lost to? I think that there is a part where, yes, I agree. The way the club is run is not good. The whole structure of the club is not good. But hey, I think in my head, the management also have a job. The coach, also the manager, the gaffer, have a job to do. And I don't think he's done the job well in terms of communication with the players or something. There's just something that the manager have not done well. I agree that it is the business of the coach to prepare the team and carry them across that white line, get into the field. When they get there, it is up to the players to deliver. But you see, the way I know football, there has to be something you tell the players that breaks them down to the point where they say, it's just like look at the sports players now. They are playing like their life depends on it. I know that somewhere along the line they might crumble because they don't have a coping mechanism for bad run. Okay, when they start having that bad run, they don't have a coping mechanism. They will just sit back to it. Like Arike said, that at Spurs, when they lose a game, it's normal. But when he went to to Bayern, he now realized that you still win a game and people are not happy because of the way you won it. You win 2-1. Everybody's sad because they expect you to score 5 goals in the game. So you have to score a lot more goals. You have to challenge yourself to score a lot more goals. So I think the coach should sit to the players and tell them, listen, it's not about me, but it's you. Look at the history of this club. Look at where we're coming from. Look at the kind of things that this club have done. Forget whether it is Roman Abramovich or Todd Boehly, but there's going to be something in you that says you want to aspire to be the next Didier Drogba. You want to aspire to be the next Frank Lampard, the next John Terry, and all that. And then you want to also put your name on the crest, on this wall of all these great players. Forget about training now. Let's look at the wall of greatness that we've had between 2003 and now. Are you guys going to be the one that becomes the worst when they see your team photo? They say this is the squad that did the worst thing. Are you going to do that? I mean, think about it for your own history. Look at 2003 from them: Claudio Ranieri, Graham Lesos, Gustavo Poyet, Zola, come down to Drogba, Lampard, Essien, Ballack, all these guys, even Malouda. Where's the Malou? All of them, they all come here and they achieve all this greatness, and then reach your turn now. You won't go to Legbere. What's wrong with you now? I'm not behaving myself. Now, why would I ever sack myself? How many coaches go sack for now? Get sense. They never sack Thomas Tuchel. They never sack Graham Potter. They never sack Frank Lampard. If they still sack me, what's the big deal? They will still pay my money. But we not get sense. Coach, they like worry coach. Coach, they like all those worry coach. Your papa, so papa don't get sense, so you say you don't get sense. Coach, so God. We'll say some coaches, child. I'm going to tell you one experience when I was a coach. So when I was a coach, I noticed that the players were not just serious. And I was thinking in my head, coaching hard though, these 23 players, what do I do to make them conform? And I said, okay, it's not a coaching, it's not a football team, because even if you tell them somebody they go around, jog, they go still jog. If you tell them they do anything you tell them to do, press up. I mean, I'm not really a heavy jogging kind of guy. I think something just came to my head like, okay, what's the worst thing you can do to an average Warri street boy? Ban them from speaking pidgin English. That was a kick. Said nobody speaks pidgin English in this team. Nobody. As long as you arrive training till you close, no pidgin English. No, that's it. No word in pidgin English. Everything must be in English. But my team became a graveyard. And I have this boy called Kotikwe back in the day that I was still trying to structure the team. And then and then he was calling for a pass. It was overlapping. It was a fullback. It was overlapping. And I didn't work Olobia. I told you guys the story of the late I didn't work Olobia, right? And I didn't work Olobia. I put this pass, but he's, Kotikwe was a very bulky boy. His name is Higo. Oh, call it Kotikwe. He was a very bulky, fat boy like that. And then he didn't get to the ball. And he wanted to communicate back to Adim, like, I think next time, put the pass properly. Like, that's what he was supposed to do. And he started from his, like, the outside left side of the field to Adim, who's on the right fullback. It was outside right. He plays right fullback. Outside right. And Adim had dropped deep. We're defending the ball, and his counter-attack, he ran. And Adim whipped that pass. And Adim was still there. After we lost the ball, it's a throw in and they are going to attack us. And Adim and Kotikwe shouted from that end. So the whole field, the college field is very big. And I hope, Adim, the ball is too longly. Next time, make it shortly. That was training close. It was a drop the mic moment. Everybody was shredded. What is the ball is too longly? Next time, make it shortly. It was like, okay, the first time somebody was bold enough to try to speak English, because this time around they were just doing hand sign language. Everybody was just coordinating themselves in sign language. And this moment stayed with me forever, like since. Oh my God. Sentence with footballers, but then I had to let it go eventually when I got when I started shopping at the team. But I was a fantastic kid, but I mean football was not for him at the time, and I was building a team that was very athletic, mobile, and could also play the ball very well. Perfect control, play in tight spaces. I like players who can play in tight spaces. Kotikbe was a good person, but I think football was not like really his calling, but it was just passionate. And that one moment is still today when I go to where I see like the boy is still ugly, making sure it's funny anyway. But those kind of moments really changes the team. And I remember we went 52 games without losing one, without dropping points. It was incredible. And we became public enemy number one. Who's this idiot of a small boy? I'll show up in worry. I'll be beating everybody. If we write people for friendly minds, say no, we don't want to play now. No, we're not gonna play. So we was only waiting for tournament for us to play because we're embarrassing people in there 4-0, 5, 7, 8, 2, 3 goals. That's crazy. Hey, Baba underscore J69 say he need time to build a team for them. Okay. As Vicky said, imagine Todd Bowley telling a coach formation to play, and I will run formation. That's the thing. Savik said for peace to reign, Sancho should apologize. No way. I'm not supporting that apology. He can't try such with a coach like Pep and Ferguson. And that made us still sell him. Made us sell him. I still keep him there. They should sell him. Pep and Ferguson so not go get small squad like this. So no get squad. Let me see if they suffer like this. I'm also know. So I think he said that ban is too heavy. English in a football pitch. Go to AJ, for example. You go here. Okay, Monte, you two dribble for from even the coach. Throw the pass. Well, it was not nice, but it was one thing I thought because they were coming from. Okay, they had a coach. If you don't worry, they had a coach before I took over the team. They had a coach called Coach Asso. Now, Coach Asso is a good coach, but he's a weird human being. He's a very weird, very funny human being like that. So he's indoctrinated the team with that kind of behavior. You know that your leader, your team is eventually a representation of the leader. And I was a different kind of guy. Remember, I was a departure from that kind of coaching. A coach that would be on the field that if a player give a pass, your father. I'm not that kind of guy. That's never going to come out of my mouth. I grew up in Assembly of God. That's street level. I'm mean. I'm brutal. But at the same time, there are certain things that you would hear me say. Okay, so it was not nice. And taking over that team was one of the hardest jobs. But I knew. I can't fail. You know how when you take a job, it's like when I entered Brilla, and I just told myself, you can't fail here because you fail here, it will stay. It will stay forever, and you don't want that. So once you have a stamp on your name, and you always tell yourself, I'm not doing this for anybody but for me, and I can't fail here, then you find a way to make it work. And I think that's what Mauricio Pochettino should do. Mauricio Pochettino should know that he has not really succeeded as a coach anywhere. Forget Paris Saint-Germain. That was the title that he was going to win. And don't forget that I was there when he did win the league title. When League came and won. So he should put a stamp on this one because his success at Chelsea will mean the whole world. And what is success? Just taking them to the top 4, winning the league wars, and then dropping the mic and say, I don't want to coach again and retire. Go and look for national team job anywhere. It would forever be loved and adored. But as it is right now, this job is going to make him look bad. So he needs to find a way to win the players over, get them riding on his horse, eating from his table, and doing what he wants them to do. If not, Mauricio Pochettino will be seen as a failure, a woeful failure. So he needs to get his team. If he needs to ban them from speaking pidgin English, so be it. If he needs to get them to eat on the same table, so be it. You've got to find a way to. See, the thing is that if you have a problem-solving mindset, you would always see a way through a problem. But if you have an excuse mindset, you would always see a problem even on the path of success. So he needs to dig deep. Okay, it's easy to analyze, it's easy to talk because you can say that in 2 minutes, but to make it work will take the whole season. It needs to. But I would just say Pep knows how to admit when he's wrong, but he's very disciplined. Yes, you saw what I did with his best player in the previous season became the one he trashed out. You don't get time for those. No time for Fetemuyel. No time for Legbere playing. Brigade is a verb. Ajeri is it now, as far as Pep Guardiola is concerned. If you want hugging and cuddling and kissing, Pep Guardiola give it to you. But if you want buzz bottle, let's go there. He will bring the flamethrower. He go bring bomb everybody out. Let's do that. Let's dance dirty. Let's go crazy. All right, Arteta said, "Greeting honorable, sacking this Chelsea coach will not solve their problem." I agree with you. And then the other one says, "Greeting honorable, greetings to you. Chelsea problem started with the sale, and they will take time to recover on the road to wellness." Yes, and he said it's a possibility Boniface can play at Madrid. Osimhen raves seem to have cooled down. I think so too. Divine Toke said Rudy Garcia is the reason Osimhen is not firing on all cylinders. He is drowning Napoli. Divine Toke went on to say Poch needs to make the right pick for the team, but the board did him dirty in the transfer market. Okay, after spending billions, they did him dirty. Did he give them a list of players to sign and they didn't sign? Because I think that they got him everybody he needs. I don't know. Anyway, the man guy said Todd Boehly had Onana in mind when he used the the 4-4-3. Okay, sweeper keeper. All right, I understand. He said on the alarm, I said 4-4-3 is the new revolution we are going to experience. Courtesy of Bolly. He had a dream like Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, I don't know say Todd now Lodo. Professor. The line say Pigeon they make the show sweet to I bet no mind the guy with the form Sabi and I go check the page. You know English, you know Sabi right well. The show itself. Ohibumi Ozoya says you have always mixed Pigeon with English since now. Maybe you have acquired a new audience. I say it's a new audience. Like we've never chatted before. It's a new audience, but it told me that he's been listening to me. I was like, I understand. If you've been listening to me, then you understand that this is the soup that we sell here. This place, you go to Chinese restaurant and you're asking for banga soup. You well, I don't understand. Chinese restaurant, Chinese. You say Chinese restaurant, oh, so I got banga soup and eba. What can be your? Yeah, I don't understand. You have to be mad to be behaving like that. Baba J say, bro, someone saying your father in worry, na normal thing. Oh, I remember my friend father, they call him old son. See, I say that to my son. Michael says something, I say your father. And my wife, so my wife na Jabota. My wife doesn't understand this whole crazy thing. My wife's father used to be a pilot. All those people they carry apple, they go school. All those people they carry what's it called? What is that thing? Bread, whether they put something on the middle, whether they sandwich. Yes, my wife carries sandwich go school. When she did primary school, she get back, she get all those like wear white socks they go school like John F. Kennedy children. I went to Pacific High School. Like you don't understand. I live in I when they brought me back from the UK, the first place they took me to Iwari is a place called Edukugu Iwari. Edukugu Iyara. Like if you don't grow up in Iwari, you don't understand this thing I'm saying. But Iyara, Edukugu, it's like London to Mushi. Mushi could even be good. Should I say Iyara, but something very very deep, something we ghetto-ish, like ghetto-ish from London, not London to Edukugu. And then to Morogu, to SSR Road, to Generator, up my street. That's how my route was, right? It's understandable. But I just did that because I wanted to transition. Listen, for me, coaching, I always say that the best job I've ever done in my life is coaching. Leave all this thing I don't already do. This is not a job. This is play. This is play. My life, I've always been on the playground since forever. Hardest thing I did when I was in Brilla was Hatako. Like I hate that show. Like I hate it with a passion. But I mean, it is what it is. It happens because every time I don't like taking medication. I hate taking medication. Like man, that's why I try to avoid falling sick. But every time I do Hatako, I have to go and take paracetamol or Panadol because the headache that comes immediately after the show was crazy. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people who watch the show and sell the things they want to say, I just look at it like, I thought I would kill your papa. Truth. That's the way I always feel because they come on, they start having opinion. Can't do the show. Says, come on. So how many people don't call coffee do attack away? You understand? So it was crazy because again, the way I was raised by the mother who raised me, my mother won't come into the conversation now, is you are either in or you are out. There is no middle ground. I didn't grow up with you know, just put small effort. No. My mom could ask you a question like this. Okay, so you come third and you are happy in a class of 50. So for contest, let's understand. Out of 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 people in a class, you come third and you are happy because in school they celebrated you. Oh, you know how they will call the result from back, from all the yak party, load, they call them. As they call them, they go, then they call on our results. You know, say, you are safe. They don't call reach 10th. I'm safe. They don't call reach 5th. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. For his name be okay, for his mercies endure forever. Okay. In your heart, they don't call fourth. Okay. They can't call third your name. Yeah, good. But then the other two people are like the dawn for this thing. But you go home thinking bronze medal, fine, right? Then the first one that comes out of my mother's mouth is the person wey carry first. Now two head he get. That person wey carry first, so he get two head, abi? The school fees wey I pay, not be the same school fees the mama pay. The book wey I buy, not be the same book the mama buy. You carry third, you're happy. Now clap for you, you're happy. Mama, now 80 people in the class. 80 people. 80 people. And we get primary 5 A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I did for primary 5B at this time, which is like the second class citizens, because primary 5A are like the first class citizens, right? I'm hustling. And now that come third, so they'll shift me now to primary 5A next term. She talk. Then the following, the last time, I can't go carry 5th. I should give me the mark. And something is wrong with me. Walking came me, you know. So that's the kind of mother that I have. So it created a life in me that, you know what, guy, we ain't losing this one now. We ain't no. Hey. No, you know, Tottenham mentality. It's just a defeat. Next match we win. No, let's win this one. And then let's win the next one. And then let's win the next one. And then let's keep winning. That's the way I was raised. That's the way. I remember when I was doing that, they'll call the meeting. You know, you win too much. You have to take it easy. You have to reduce your argument. Chairman, I don't hear. Tomorrow morning, Tony Becker reminds in front of me. Why would I let Tony win me? He should win on his own. Why? Or it's overdose on the Friday and Tony's off and overdose shows up. Now, overdose is good, but you know what used to happen? Overdose would make 3 mistakes in every sentence he makes. So, like Cristiano Ronaldo and Alexis Sanchez, who's a better player currently? That's the question, though. Excitement. I think that small picking says that, Aisha. Excitement to catch him. He will take us on the journey. All the things that Ronaldo have done, he will make one mistake. I don't have a business talking about Alexis Sanchez because, listen, you guys says, how can you call Sanchez and Ronaldo in the same sentence? It doesn't make sense. I'll just pick that is one mistake, put it on fire, magnify it, and I've won. But he doesn't understand, right? But it's because of how my mom raised me. Don't go in to lose. Face a lion to win. Face a bull to win. Face a blue whale to win. Face anything to win. Don't go just to participate. So I don't know how to do that. It's never been a part of me. It's brought this bull, this idiot in me that always want to win. It's bad. And then I now have 3 children who always want to win. Climb steps from ground floor, go house. Everybody, I'm first. I win. I said. And then my wife reminded me, is that not who you are? Do you still need DNA for these children? So my people will say, I'll tell you how I acquire man. That getting that say, I just remembered live score with speed talk. I see my wife that time. My babe only on Sundays. I have to ensure whatever we are doing, I am in the car from 4 to 6. Oh God. But that show was always from 12. I don't know why I must have been talking about the show now. I can't be like, see, not be me do the show. The show was 12 to 5. 12 to 6 actually. Then when I brought it back, when they brought Sunset Splash, when I brought it from which was Sunday good day, when I brought it from 12 to 5 o'clock. It was 12 to 6. But when I go down say 4 to 6, I don't understand. You know, I wait the whole week and I go do 2 hours. No, I had 6 hours, man. 6 hours. I was burning from day one. I was burning. Okay. She just thought I love driving. Uber driver. You know what I'm saying? That's something else. That didn't happen. Okay. But man, by that time I was on fire. I was, there was something about my show that time because I had to wait till Sunday and listen to everybody quietly. Listen to Dejomoto Ibo, the late Digitinubu, Bode Oguntuyi. Sometimes I'll have Temisa as guest. Sometimes I'll have Fela Durotoye as guest. They do all these things. It was what bank? Sterling Bank, the one customer bank that was their sponsor. And I'll be telling myself, like, these guys have every day in the morning, every day, Monday to Friday to get the attention of everybody. On Sunday, that's my 6 hours. Yeah. Unforgettable. I make sure nobody forgets me. Let's come back to all of the comments. Ohibomiga says, you have always, okay, I read that one. Oluwadari show me say, there is probably no coach that would accept to coach Chelsea. No money day that would accept. In my opinion, how many club owners go in the dressing room and give coach unsolicited ideas? I bet you. Every club owner in the world does it. Every club owner in the world does it. When I just say Nigeria doesn't happen. Every club owner. You know what money does? Money makes you invisible, makes you so powerful, you become a god. Yes, that's what money does. And so it's not something that, because the media doesn't cover it, because they try to patch that part of. Every club owner does it. They come into that dressing room and they want to have an opinion. They want to tell you what should be done and what shouldn't be done. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Pep Guardiola. It's just that the owner of City doesn't like traveling to England. That's not his thing. He has many other business. But those club owners that are with the club, Silvio Berlusconi will even tell you who should play and who should sit on the bench. If you don't want to fire you the next morning, he bring another coach that will obey his instruction. Who will be that one? Florentino Perez tells you, you are a coach. Now you sign the player. When I was negotiating with the player, were you there? And this is who I want to play. If you don't want him, get out. Whatever your system is, I don't care. That's it. It happens everywhere. I mean, just like I say, Nigerian thing is everywhere, my brother. That's just the truth. Sam Karim will say, good morning, Sam. Good morning to you. Thanks, Sam, to bring this into the public. Your baby gift is your Get out of here. You're welcome anyway. The lawyer want to say, let them give Poch some time. Players might pick up, even though I don't believe he can take them back to that very height, but he might lead them on the road. Right now, Chelsea is lost. Their Ruda is not working. Their compass is not working. They need somebody to bring them back on the road, and then on that road, they will find their way. Like Arteta is bringing Arsenal back to the road now. A manager is going to come that will lead Arsenal to winning. I don't think it's Arteta anymore. I used to think it's Arteta, but Arteta have done some things that have made me lose interest in his ways. The last I say, let them give. Okay, I think I've read that one. The Oluwadari show me says Chelsea may need to buy a recognized striker, a goalkeeper. Nicola Jackson only impressed 8 games to the end of this. Jesus Christ! So the season at Villarreal, and boom, Chelsea bought the breakdancer. Oh. The Lara, you say Arsenal are acting like jokers, lack of champions instinct, doing the same thing the same way and expecting different result. Madness, insanity. Yes, I agree with you on that one. The Lara, you say so. Now them won't go for Ivan Toney as if they didn't know before. Always knowing what to do and not doing it in itself means you don't know at all. The Lara, you want to say Erik ten Hag is having a lot to deal with. It's getting tough by the day, and in football, the players are never bad. Now, coach, they suffer on their behalf. Last. Here, they were pressure. Say Manchester United is Fuji House of Commotion. At least Fuji House of Commotion entertained us. This one is not entertaining at all. This one is just terrible on all front. But we shall see how it goes. He said 1 week, one trouble. That used to be a book that we read in secondary school. Chelsea is not ready yet. Okay. The other one says so. Now, so the whole dressing room goes silent like graveyard. No vernacular like they called it in these days. Yes, I keep quiet now. It's good. It gives you time to talk. Obarege say, personally, I don't expect Chelsea to do very well because of the kind of players they signed. Too many young talent. But let's be very honest. When they were signing these players, a lot of Chelsea fans were happy. A lot of Chelsea fans were excited, were very happy, and then all of a sudden, everybody is now saying something different. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Oluwaseyi Akimbowale said all these tacticals are somehow ruining this game and overcomplicating things. I don't understand this inverted or hybrid fullback, center back nonsense. Posh is doing with Cowell and benching 3 left backs. I agree with you on that one too. Akimbola Larry said, I think Erik ten Hag is gradually losing control of the dressing room. United is on the path of implosion. Here, anyone pressure say, but wait, who's the original Olodo? How did that name come into existence? If you know, kindly answer me. I don't know because it's not my language. I think it's a Yoruba word, so I don't know the original Olodo. I don't know the origin of that word. I can't claim to know what I don't know. Correlated Timothy Celebrate. You don't forget you started the Sunset Sports on Sunday with Femi Fashitere. No, I didn't start it with Femi Fashitere. So I was doing live score. And then what happened was when Sunset Sports Splash was to start, it was supposed to be Osondo Ngude and Ama Ignis, but then they were not really available. And Fashitere, was my guy. He was a very nice guy. Asked me, can you just stay and let's do it? So I wasn't really part of it, but I did like 4 or 5 episodes of it. And then eventually when we moved to Bogota, they brought in Pope Murphy on the Sunset Sports Splash. It was a woeful failure, just like Usain Bolt was a woeful failure in 2004. But guess what? Now let's leave this on us. I mean, nothing do this work, blah, 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 blah. And then we had this meeting and I suggested, why not just let this guy freestyle? Because this whole broadcasting of you must work to a script, you must read a script that somebody else write. Why not just let him freestyle? And let's create one team called the A-Team. The reason for that, the A-Team was a name that my wife created. So we're watching this movie A-Team. Remember A-Team, right? And I was like, why don't you guys create this A-Team? Because my wife is really vested in what I do. This A-Team, because then I go to work in the morning and then I come in the evening as well. Why don't you guys just create a team called the A-Team? And that A-Team, everything goes. It's Bugberu, everything goes. And I went to the office and I was bold enough to say, my wife said something to me and I think we should consider it. Let's do the A-Team. And Jido Joe was a fantastic guy. Give him credit for that. He bought into it. So, Murphy, can you just do some freestyle? Everything good. And then a monster was born. So that team had Ike Double, what's his name? Onobolu, Ayotunde Onobolu, one of the greatest guys I've ever met on this journey called sportscasting. Had Sean Amadi came late even, but Sean Amadi, Sexy Joe joined, myself, Casey Brand, Chinaman, boy, Monkas. It was a full freaking cast. And once Murphy started, this thing that we used to say, this feeder open your mouth and talk. And Murphy started, we speak Hausa, we speak Yoruba, we speak Igbo. Oh God. And then we knew something had happened. Again, once that happened, so I'm a very, very competitive person. I'm not jealous of people, but I don't like being second fiddle. I looked at Tony, I looked at Raji, and I was like, this guy, this is going to be the first team. This is how I used to say, this is the first team where you have prime Messi and prime Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the same team. This was 2012, where Messi scored 91 goals in one calendar year. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play second fiddle to anybody. I don't care whether you're on my team or you're not on my team. We're going to be leaders together. We're going to be in front. Ain't nobody taking my shine. Yeah, you have a longer time in the evening, but me, I'm going to let everybody know that this is the guy. This is the dawn of analysis. You do your crazy thing. People are obviously going to like you because, remember, I was a bad boy of radio. I was not the guy that was loved. Because my opinions were always against everybody's opinion. I was always on the other side. And I was the one who was bold enough to say that my chairman was wrong. You know what that means? Mikel Obi, Yaya Toure won the African Nations Cup, but my chairman gave a full speech on why Mikel Obi is a deserved winner. And I show up in the morning and I said, nah, they play the voice and ask me question. Only I said, chairman is wrong there. That's chairman is old school. I don't know what chairman is saying or what he's saying, but I mean, he's not thinking right. He's wrong. That thing that chairman said is wrong. Jesus, you could hear a pin drop. You could hear like a pin if you spit. You could hear it explode like a volcano. The presenter now didn't know whether to continue. It was Jiggy Man. He didn't know whether to continue in that line of the conversation. He just switched. But then chairman was listening. That guy listens to his radio like man. He was listening. I was like, oh. And then he came saying, "Oh, you say I'm wrong." I said, "Chairman, you're wrong now. You're wrong. That'd be issue." I remember in 2010, I'd also taken on the chairman like, man, they need to flog our chairman and everybody on the presidential committee. So it was this thing where everybody feels like this is the guy that touches the untouchable. This is is David. He goes into the holies of holies and eats showbread. And no guys. Hey. They start calling me in the office untouchable. I think it's not being untouchable, but this is how a media house should be, right? This is how it should be. We should, because if you listen to ESPN, that's how it should be. But it was crazy. Like it was war. There was a cold war. You could tell that there was a cold war. But then again, chairman is chairman. He upped his game. Music and sports was untouchable and all that. It was a great time. We had a great time together. But it's just that the work environment was a very toxic one. Was a very terrible one. But for us, performance-wise, but forget it all. I don't know you, Bill. People used to tell me, hey, Phoebe and the gang, they are coming up, they will take you guys. I say, listen, I am the guy they listen to go on air. I don't know, like, see, I was in Muhammad Ali. I was like, Phoebe and the gang. Who be the one? Who know them? I want to know if they don't play 5-a-side. Me, ex-football player, coach, former owner of football club. I was like Simon Jordan. You listen to Simon Jordan on Talk Sports. He doesn't condescend to the level of all these regular journalists. So, what nonsense are you saying? And everybody was like, they're coming. I said, listen, no matter how they do it, you go listen to me first before you go listen to them. That's just the truth. I don't have a problem. Anybody who's panicking is panicking on their own. I don't have a problem. I love them. I train Emmanuel. It's my boy. All these ones are upcomers. But people thought I was arrogant, but it was just the truth. It was just the truth. It's just one of those things that you do. And I'm always grateful for the kind of mother that raised me and the fact that I grew up in Warri. I remember somebody asked me if I was not afraid of anybody. And I said to him, listen, I grew up in Iyara. Before I know how to spell my name on a slate, I went to school with slate. I already know different types of guns and different type of bullet, the sizes, the type of bullet, how to load a magazine. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You're talking to me that know some of the dead devil arm robbers who will go rob, come back, sit down and be telling stories of what they did, how they raped one person there, how they hold a baby and put the head on the fan and cut the head. I'm listening to that as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old. You think now I'm grown up in my 30s, I'm afraid of somebody. Like seriously? I remember when the SS carried me because I said the former Minister of Education was a product of quota system that she doesn't even know what she was saying under Jonathan. Rakiat or whatever her name was. And people said, I was not afraid. I was like, I don't understand what you guys expect me to be afraid of any human being. The mama will born me. You don't understand. I'm like a child that is born by Zeus and Athena. Athena and Zeus make love, and then they give birth to a child. I expect that child to be afraid of like regular mortals. You don't know the people who born me. If you go through what I've been through as a human being, fear is not part of the conversation anymore. It's completely out of the equation. What's this one? Somebody says, you don't forget, you start, okay, blah, 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 before you started the afternoon one from 12 p.m. Sunday. No, it was me and Ama Ignis actually started, and it was just one day. That 4 to 6. Digital Informer says, I'm enjoying the show. Currently, Timothy say, now we where they follow you will remember. You don't know. I remember everything that I did. No, you can't remember. I know the story. I know I'm going to write a book about it eventually, or do a biopic about it eventually. I know everything, every show that I did from Al Jazeera to ITV. Some people tell me that I did that only 1 year I do for ITV. Are you serious? I went to ITV on 3rd of December 2008, and I left ITV 2010 when the whole business closed down, and you're telling me it's 1 year. I don't understand. Oh, you guys, I think the fans are the ones who don't remember. I know how my journey with Real started. 12th day of August 2004. That's when it started. And it was Amma Ignis doing a show alone in the studio. Peter Rafai was supposed to join them, and Peter Rafai didn't turn up. They called me. They showed up. And the rest, as I say, is history. Okay, I must say I'm liking what they have done to Sancho. They are starting with no standard and discipline with Man United. Well, let's see how it goes. There are too many players that are facing discipline right now, and it's going to be a problem eventually. So now I say I'm lost. I remember it was 4 to 5 p.m. That's the show that these guys are just confusing themselves. And even when there was the partner, it ran from 12 to 2 p.m. No, okay, that's football life. This is we are talking from back in 2004. The football life started as the response to what the federal were doing anyway. Well, my chairman began to fight. I was never excited. I had started it from the start. That I started it from the start that Chelsea was playing with fire. Yeah, you said I keep remembering you said that. Chelsea matter, he don't cast. Now Bolly money, the guy was too arrogant. Football business will humble you. But I don't think he was too arrogant. He just did it the way he did. That's one thing about business you should understand. It's easy to analyze people's business from outside, but the truth of the matter is that he did it the way he know how, and he's learning on the job. Learning on the job is not easy, but it takes braveness. Okay, it takes braveness to learn on the job. I would rather follow a person whether they have money or they don't have money. So let me give you a very vintage example with Nigerian League. Nigerian League is the one I used to use. Of all the people that I've seen since they started, the guy who know and knew everything he was doing, who understands it, first of all, understand Nigerians, understand the Nigerian climate, the temperament, was a man called Honorable Ndukarabo. Every other person that I've called, I've contributed with an intention to do well. Whether it's Baribote, whether it's okay, I don't think Obaseki came with an intention to do well. Obaseki came with a criminal intention. His children can be angry wherever they are, but that man came with a criminal intention. But he also played his role. And then there's Baribote, then there's Owumi, there is Honorable Nukarabo. That man have a plan, a blueprint. The funny thing with us is that we don't always follow things through. Then came Sheudiko, who have an amazing idea. Maybe his only weakness is that he personalizes things too much. But when you find yourself in the kind of place where you find himself, you would personalize things. He made it about himself too much. Then, this GTI now. Everybody have a good idea of what Nigerian football should be like, but they are learning on the job. And as they learn, they will make mistakes. That's the thing about learning. You'll make mistakes. Making mistake now does not mean you are bad. So I don't think I'll sit here and say, the ball is arrogant. No, it's not arrogant. When you're doing something and you're trying to fix it, your ways will always look like you're arrogant. That's something that I've noticed worldwide. Your ways will always look like you're very arrogant because you're trying to follow a new route. Again, don't forget that Todd Boehly is going to forever be in the shadows of Roman Abramovich. So he wanted to do things differently. He wanted to say, okay, you know what, let's start off quickly, sign young players, get a long-term contract, put the club security on the playing staff secured, thinking that the players will rise to the occasion. He did not. I'm not going to be here. I don't know, but I think that a lot has changed about the way I look at football. Blaming is easy. Blaming people. Like it's the easiest thing to do. No, it doesn't require genius. It doesn't require craft, guile, ability, knowledge. You just blame. But when you look at it, like do proper X-ray and analysis of this thing, you now realize that I think I'm blaming the wrong person. Okay, so that's the way I see it. I might be wrong, but that's the way I see it. I don't think Todd Boehly was arrogant. It was just a case of learning on the job and not getting it completely. So that's one of those things. Well, we've come to the end of the show today. I've given you extra 15 minutes. I've got a meeting to attend to, and I need to run now. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining on the show today. Let's do this again tomorrow. Let's hope that Emmanuel Sebastian will be here tomorrow. It's been a great morning. I don't think there's anybody out there who said they've not had fun, they've not enjoyed it. This is a lot for my just as I'm leaving. He's just showed up with one more comment, and I can't ignore it. He said it should have followed what was on ground and gradually changed. Now, it's difficult. There's war. Roman Abramovich was kicked out. they are exorcising everything that has Roman attached to it so that the Russian link will be divorced from it. And you know the pride of the Americans. Americans are not going to sit where they are and say they are learning from any Russian. That's just the truth. Understand that this Chelsea takeover was more political than business and was more political again than football. So all of that comes to play anyway. Unlike when Roma took over, he continued from where Ken Bates stopped and also was begging Zola to come back, but Zola had left. Zola was the last player to leave Chelsea before Roma, purchased the club for 470 million, if I'm not mistaken. Then. So it's a different arrangement, different times, different moment, and all that. But hey, thank you very much for your time on the show today. Let's do this again tomorrow. God bless you, and have yourself a wonderful day. But whatever you do, support your favorite Nigerian club just as much as you support your favorite European club. Yes, I don't say the clubs that they try, but just organize yourself and support your favorite Nigerian clubs just as so much as you support your favorite European club. My name is Idafi Manchester. You love to come in the Lagos Sports. It's been a wonderful time on the Sports Buffet on the Lagos TV radio. Keep it dialogue here. And don't forget, you can listen to us on the World Wide Web. You can listen to us on the mobile application on your iOS or your Android devices. But don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lagos TV Sports on YouTube. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
That's my name. Talking sports is my game. And I am the greatest. I love listening to